Hey everybody, welcome to String and Story. My name is Holly Ann Knight and it's my job to guide you to quilt and to live with confidence. Today I'm going to show you how to make square and square blocks using your AccuQuilt Go. If you've watched my video about traditional piecing with this type of block, then you know that one of the biggest disadvantages to traditional piecing is all the trimming that you have to do. I love using my AccuQuilt Go because it's fast and easy to get accurate, perfect square and square blocks without the trimming. Now the disadvantage is that you do have to have different dies for every size of square and a square block that you want to make. But if you're like me and you tend to have some favorite sizes, then the dies are well worth the investment for how much time and effort that they save you. All right, I have two dies here. One is the square, that's going to be the center of my block. And then I have this half square triangle die that we're going to cut out twice in order to make the wings, if you will, that frame the square. Now this piece of fabric just so happens that it is just barely big enough. So you're going to get to watch me check with my fingers as I line it up. You'll notice that the fabric is a little cattywampus compared to the frame of the die, and that's because I'm lining up the grain of the fabric with the blades of the die, not with the edges, okay? And I'm simply gonna run this through my AccuQuilt super quick. Sorry everybody. Slide it off. You can see little teeny tiny strings yielding one square. Next up, let's cut out those setting triangles. I have here a piece of fabric that's simply folded in half because I need two. There's no significance to it being right sides together or wrong sides together for this particular shape because we're going to be peeling them up and fitting them to the square that we already cut, okay? Sometimes there's an advantage to that, but the most important thing is just to make sure that you have enough. I'll have a little bit more waste with this one since I didn't cut it down very well. I just grabbed a piece of fabric that I had handy, okay? All right, so I have four little triangles and my one big square. Now we simply take this triangle and line it up so it's even. Now if you want to make sure that it's really perfectly centered, simply take your square and make two little finger creases, okay? This is going to give you the center lines of this block, and it means that you can line everything up really, really well. This is so close that I really do think you could eyeball it, but just in case that makes you feel more comfortable. So you'll line up the edge with the edge and the point on the line, and then zip this under your machine. A nice little 1/4 inch seam. All right. And we're going to repeat the same process for the other three sides. So finger press that open, and then I go over to the other side, and I do opposite sides first, and then I hit them with an iron in pairs, if that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean as we go along. So line up that edge, make sure my point is lined up as well. I'm trying to be like subtle in my cutting back there, guys, and it's not working. All right, so now I have two, and I'm gonna hit this with an iron. And it's very important that those creases you already made finger pressing, simply take your iron and press down on them. Do not iron like this and stretch everything out, okay? Just press down and firm everything up. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I can still see my little creases that I made in my orange square to help everything line up, okay? I'm going to now repeat that same process with these two sides. And again, finger pressing, it gets that point out of the way to line up the last piece. Stitch down that last side. Now, if you were making these more than one at a time, you would be feeding a whole bunch through, and you wouldn't be having this leader and ender business. Let me hit this with an iron so you can see how pretty it is. And there, with no extra trimming, is a gorgeous square and a square block using your AccuQuilt Go.